delegated their powers to the federal government. And if a state delegates its powers to the federal government, it can always recall those powers, resume those powers. And I'm proud to say that's what South Carolina has done in all the states of the Confederacy. South Carolina has resumed her rightful state among all the sovereign nations of the world.
I have to agree with you. What's actually happened is, since the federal government is just an agent that's supposed to represent us,
An agent.
and if an agent fails to represent your best interests, then you have every right to fire them.
Or fire on it, sir.
Well put.
Oh, well, Clayton, if we convinced you then that secession is the right course for your state?
Well, what about the phrase, "we the people of the United States" in the Constitution?
We, the people of the United States, refers to the people of the states. United is only an abbreviation for the 13 of them then in number, rather than having to write them out singly. The Constitution nowhere establishes some unified government which can destroy or abolish or annihilate the sovereign powers of a state. Why, asking a state to surrender its sovereignty, that's like asking a lady to surrender her part of her chastity. It simply can't be done.
I submit you can't do that.
No, Doctor, I take your word for it.
Well, I'll tell you, gentlemen, one just has to look at the history. One can see that when the states of Virginia, New York, and Rhode Island ratified the Constitution back around 87, they stated in their ratification that they had the right to resume the powers they were delegating. Virginia said, and I'm telling you that Patrick Henry, Madison, Monroe, George Mason, these great founding fathers debated the issue, and they put in their ratification statement that they had the right to secede if the federal government ever got out of hand. And that's what the 10th Amendment to the Constitution means when it says that all power that's not given to the federal government is reserved for the states. And secession is such a power.
Let us use the Declaration of Independence for our key to interpret the Constitution. Now, our annual recitations of the Declaration every July the 4th have drilled home to us that the meaning of independence is the right of a people to separate themselves from another people politically. And that is what we have done. There has been a North and a South from the beginning of colonization on down to this day. We are a people of a common British heritage, true, but we have been modified so as to become different peoples, different nationalities. Modified how? We have been modified by different systems of agriculture, different systems of industry, different needs for labor. We've been modified by, well, Beecham from the prayer book of our youth, by different sorts and conditions of man.
Very good.
Our founding fathers added to the Constitution the Bill of Rights to protect the states from the tyranny of the federal government. The sovereignty of the states is primary to that document. Why, gentlemen, if we at any time let the federal government disrupt or gain control of the state's sovereignty, then the basic nature of the Union is changed. Now, those principles of the Constitution, as originally understood and delineated by the Founding Fathers, is best preserved in our day in the Constitution of the Southern Confederacy.
Most enlightening. Most enlightening.
Consider, if you will, gentlemen, our patriot fathers. They proffered an olive branch petition before King George. He spurned them. Even today, our Confederate peace commissioners in Washington City proffered the olive branch of peace before the tyrant of the North, Lincoln the First. Their king of the rail splitters has spurned them. I tell you, gentlemen, the time has come for war to secure us our rights. War for independence was made necessary a century ago, and war is made necessary now. If we would have liberty, if we would be guided by the great ideal of Magna Carta to establish the restraint of government, that it not become some omnicompetent tyranny. We must fight for our rights under the new Southern Confederacy, and more, that the rulers be the sovereign people of the states, and damned be all tyrants.
Yes, but to fight the Yankees now means to risk everything.
Gentlemen, all that is dear to our hearts is at stake. So let us prevail in this contest, for if we lose, what will become of the generations that come after us?
Founding fathers pledged their lives, fortunes, and sacred honor in their contest to secure the blessings of liberty. I fear that we too will be sorely tried in this, the Second American Revolution.
As long as the Union was faithful to her trust, like friends and like brethren, kind were we and just. But now when northern treachery attempts our rights to mar, we hoist on high the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah. Hurrah for the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. First gallant South Carolina nobly made the stand. Then came Alabama, who took her by the hand. Next quickly Mississippi, Georgia and Florida, all raised on high the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah. Hurrah for the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Ye men of valor, gather round the banner of the right. Texas and Louisiana, join us in the fight. Davis, our loved president, and Stephen, statesman rare, now rally round the bonny blue flag that bears a single star.